come down to the TKF gubernatorial election, which also translates into supporting those who are contesting for the House of Assembly as well too. So the mandate is for the entire election, that APC is covering in Oyo State.
So now, naturally, what I would love to understand.
Of course, let me also clarify that another group, which is basically for Tinubu organization in Oyo State. So it's a synergy. Most of us that are in the larger group are also in that, the national presidential group. So quite a number of people are there. So it's like we're all working together as a team to ensure that we have what we call total victory, because our target in Oyo State is to ensure that all the elections in Oyo State, right from the presidential through the senatorial, through House of Rep elections, through the gubernatorial, and the various House of Assembly elections, we win 100%. That's our target, 100%, total winning.
Now, what are you communicating to the public out there, the selling point? Let's start with the gubernatorial candidate. What are the selling points? Okay, our gubernatorial candidate, these are his selling points. This is what he has done, this is what he can do, and this is what he's going to do. What are his selling points to the people of Oyo State who have seen him, go to the Senate? He has been Senate leader. He's still a sitting senator, distinguished senator of the Federal Republic. What are his selling points that you're marketing to the people of Oyo State?
Yeah, like I've always mentioned to a couple of people who have listened to me, or rather asked me that question, that who is Senator Teslim Folari, and what are his antecedents in politics? You've mentioned quite a number of them. Someone who started politics very early in life and became Senate leader at the age of 39, by the grace of God. He has seen, I won't say he has seen it all, but he has seen it quite well. And nobody can say I've seen it all totally, because life is a learning, process.
A learning curve.
So it's a learning curve. So, but by and large, you see a man who has been in the corridors of power at a very top level, who has a very deep understanding of the challenges of the political environment in terms of the economy, in terms of international politics, in terms of internal politics, in terms of how systems should be managed. So he has the experience in the political circle, within the polity. Now look at his capacity as an individual. Let me not say not until recently. A lot of people don't actually know who this man is. There are lots of insinuations, what we call lemon in politics. People don't really know. I would confess that until I got close to him myself, I would say that I had my perception. They were not too very pleasant. But by the time I now got close to the man, I discovered we have in Senator Teslim Folari a man who has listening ears. A leader who has two capacities I always look out for in leadership. One, can you listen to what people are saying? Do you know exactly what people are clamoring for? What are their aspirations? If you have a leader who can listen, you can hear what people are saying, he has passed the first test of leadership. Secondly, you now have somebody that would appreciate what I call teamwork in management. For me, with my experience and my background in corporate practice, there is no way an individual can sit down and say, I just want to be the leader. I want to dictate. It's just my vision. No, when you now come to governance, which is public service and governance, which is a much deeper engagement. You need somebody who is a team player. I discovered in this man a team player, which he has demonstrated in the last, in this dispensation when he's now exposed to contest. Because when they asked him, why have you've been trying to contest for the past, 14 years or thereabouts, about 3 occasions now you have attempted governorship. He said that time I was contesting against men. I was a boy contesting. That's the way he used it. I was contesting against against my fathers. But now I am the man that the others are contesting against. So it's like the maturity and the exposure and the capacity has transformed to a level whereby now the capacity is now there. No, it's not that it hasn't been there before, but it's now much more, engaging. So he's coming back from he read political sciences, first degree. Of course, had some other qualification as well too, and has engaged in international, engagements outside Nigeria and also here. So we have a man who has capacity to deliver, who also is a performer. When you look at his antecedents in the Senate, as a Senate leader, provided leadership, quality governance. When you also look at what we call certain responsibility in terms of providing, services and infrastructure to the people, I looked at some of the things he has done so far, and I said, and you have not mentioned all these things. He said, it's not my style. I don't make noise. I don't make noise. If you have gone to Ajibode to look at the infrastructure he put in place for technical education, you will be amazed that you have University of Badon. University of Badon. Fantastic project that can prepare our young graduates for the reality of outside the outside world after leaving school. And it's like he provided the opportunity for that project to be facilitated to be established in University of Badon. Not talk about some other programs he has done. So looking at his antecedents in terms of providing support for the state governments through intervention programs, he has done marvelously well. So now coming to the issue of what are the selling points. So I've mentioned two critical issues that is very important in leadership. He has provided leadership for the party. He has also demonstrated capacity to take the state to the next level. We are not saying the present government has not done their best. They have done their best. But what we have to give, in 2023, to the people that makes us different, we are looking at, so far now, he has formed a team for the various sectors of the economy, or rather related governance functions. For now, we have a team that is looking at the educational sector of the state. What are the challenges that we are facing? We are prepared for the job in 2023. What are the challenges in their sector? What are we going to do differently in terms of service delivery to the people, in terms of revenue generation, in terms of positioning the state to the level we expected it to be? For now, a lot of us are complaining we're not satisfied about where your state is. If you look at our state in the polity of Nigeria, in the context of Nigerian polity, we pride ourselves, we say we are pace-setter state. In actual fact, are we really pace-setter state now?
I think before we proceed,
so that's our plan, that we're taking the state to the next level through this man that has the experience, intellectual capacity, the exposure to be able to perform and, take us to the next level.
That is the bane of Nigerian politics. Politicians will come and tell Nigerians, I will do this, I will do that. Muhammadu Buhari ended up telling us that all those promises, he didn't make them. You remember that?
Yeah, well, you would not.
I just want to call your attention to that. Because as we go on, we're going to be interrogating the nitty-gritty of these promises, what politicians are telling us. In Oyo State, there are over 600 secondary schools. In the health sector, add the health care, in the health sector, you can add all the health care centers around the state. You can add them to that. General hospitals all over the place. How government is going to provide financing for all of this, I'm not hearing anything new. But let's go back to your gubernatorial candidate. Now, you raised a perception issue that even you, until you got close to him, you didn't know that he was that kind of a person. Even this afternoon, I can't remember exactly where. I was buying something, and I heard people talking about him. And they were expressing their perception of him,
which most of the time they're not true.
And that is, and that perception has stuck, and it is not going away.
It is going away. Let me explain to you how it's going away. For instance, he's been on the media for quite a number of days, and people are saying, I've had a lot of people are saying, oh, so this man is this intelligent, this fantastic. He has so much to offer. It's because, like I said about his personality, he is a kind of person that believes in action. He believes that my work will speak for me, not deceiving people with words of mouth.
Is that not a strategic error?
No, he's not. Sometimes some people are like that. Where, for instance, this is a time he now believes that he is fully ready to run for government.
You don't do
for
that.
governor. So he believes now he's able to sell himself to let people see who actually is Steve Folani. And like I said, a lot of times I have experienced it in politics myself, where you would hear people say, somebody told, one day I was in a meeting, somebody said, Kole Latunji, he wanted to give me an appointment somewhere to handle certain things. And they said, no, I'm going to go Shoni. And the person was saying it with, emphasis that he was sure of what he was saying. Until when I was called to discuss on the phone, and they said that he mistakenly identified me as Tuji Bolaji instead of Kole Latunji.
Well,
so there can be some. Life is about perception. Life is about perception. There is a theory I'm coming up now.
Business development manager, the issue of perception.
So that's what we are working on, and that's what we are. It's possible you can't help it when people don't know you.
Do you know how that image?
So it's not the duty of that person. That's part of my committee's work mandate. Let people know who is Teslim Folani. And now he's been coming on media. People have been hearing him, and they're saying, "Oh, I was listening to one of his programs recently, and it was a live program where people are calling and say, we didn't know you are this fantastic. What we heard about you is different from what we are seeing now." And he said, that is the way. He said, but now, like I said, we now see a man who has demonstrated for instance, teamwork. For instance, I told you about the team he has put in place. He has assigned people. You look at, this is my vision for education. He's putting professionals, and if you look at the total conglomerate of the people that are in the campaign committee, you will see individuals that have corporate experience, corporate background.
I have the party manifesto, and
good.
I know the prof headed the...
So let me give an instance of his vision for education. We just heard recently that Oyo State, in the last WAEC exam, 50 schools, leading schools among them, delisted. I tell you, by the grace of God, when we come to
50 leading schools.
Some 50 schools were delisted by WAEC for exam malpractices. Oyo State, for God's sake, when did we get to that level? So it's not going to happen by the grace of God, the team that we are putting in place to manage education in Oyo State. It's not going to happen in our time that Oyo State students will be sleeping, will be sitting down on floors. I've gone to schools where I had meetings, and I see school chairs school buildings dilapidated. I say we are going to develop a partnership arrangement in governance, whereby there will be stakeholders, the parents, the old student association, several stakeholders, corporate organizations will partner with us on school management. I don't want to begin to expose but it's interesting for us we have to do that now. So our plan in education, for instance, something different. Let's look at education, for instance. The level we have, government alone cannot manage education and provide the so-called free education. There's nowhere in the world education is free. Somebody is paying for it. But what are they paying for? Quality education. Who are the 600 secondary schools? I was giving an analysis some time ago about when Governor Ajimobi introduced the 3,000 per term, per session program, and we are asking how much will this amount to? He said, you're going to get 300 million naira per term. He said, how do you come about that figure? And what can 300 million do for us? So we extended it towards participating, bringing in corporate organizations to help us. We had education fund, trust fund. Where is that program now? Where is the education trust fund that government put in place? Security trust fund for education. Where is it? Some of those things, you don't abandon them when you have some policies that are working. You don't abandon such policies. For instance, the governor give it to Governor Seyi Makinde on the SGB arrangement. He didn't abandon that. There are a lot of other programs we have put in place that, unfortunately, the shortcoming of not being in government continuously after Governor Ajimobi finished his term stopped that development. But we are coming back to bring policies that will transform Oyo State and take us to the level we expected to be. Look at the aspect of security. Nobody is happy about where your state is today in terms of security. You go out all over the place, you see all sorts of things happening on the road, attacked by hoodlums, and nobody's querying that. And you have taken your state backward. Governor Jimabi, happily everybody said, wow, give it to that man. He was in charge. He took that aspect, and until you secure a society, you can't develop the society. Security is very critical.
When you're complaining about security in your state, where did the president take us from 2015 to
it has improved. You are going to get to that point where you are extraying the performance of President Buhari. Unfortunately, like I said earlier on, there are lots of wrong perception issues. Nobody is talking about the Lagos-Benin Expressway. Nobody is talking about the improvement in railway services. Nobody is talking about the improvement in... There are challenges.
The expressway in 8 years, it has not been delivered.
It's almost done. Almost done.
20 kilometers.
That's not the only road you are doing in Nigeria.
120 kilometers of road in 8 years.
That is not the only road you are doing in Nigeria. Look at the quality of that road.
8 years.
Obasanjo was handling it before Buhari came. Now almost delivered now. Almost done. It can be better. But governance is a continuum. It can be better, but not that. What about the railway services? Look at what we have done in transforming the railway in the last couple of years.
Nigerians are not getting even the minimum from government that they elected. But I hope 2023 will mark.
And that's what we are saying, that come 2023, President-elect by the grace of God, and President of Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, he has transformed, he has demonstrated quality governance, in Lagos State, taking Lagos State out of the doldrums to a level that is enviable among states in Nigeria. There are so many states are coming to Lagos to come and learn. How did you do it in Lagos? Continuity in governance, development, and the various strides of quality performance in governance. He has demonstrated in Lagos State. Now he's saying, I'm taking the template of Lagos to the larger society. If you have done it well in Lagos, then we can also do it in Nigeria, in the overall country. And don't forget with the kind of constitution that you are running. When people say, but Bola Tinubu also brought in this APC government, don't let us deceive ourselves. APC has performed fairly well. We are not saying we have done exceptionally well, but we have done, considering the resources available, the challenges of COVID-19, global meltdown, global financial meltdown, and coming out of all that. In fact, IMF even gave Nigeria credit, and we don't know the magic and miracle you have performed. That came from IMF. That because the expectation of the IMF is that Nigeria will go down totally. It's going to be a collapsed nation. It didn't happen. We managed the resources. The challenges are still there. We're not saying we have done. But today,
there are 130 million Nigerians who are living below the poverty line. And that is also from the World Bank.
Not only Nigeria. It's a global challenge. It's a global challenge.
Well, let's talk about Oyo State. Let's get closer.
Okay.
The APC, the PDP, they have all witnessed internal, schism and all of that. And it is looking like in Oyo State, except the party that is in office and power itself, except there is a schism so powerful, like we witnessed in the days of Alawa Kala, that there was so much schism within the party that it lost election. And of course, in 2019 too, it was a schism within the APC that led to the current governor, winning from what was called a coalition. Is there enough schism within the governor's camp now that can provide a rallying point against him?
You mean the current governor?
Yes.
PDP governor?
Yes.
Oh, of course. That's the obvious. You have just reached an obvious position that has not been properly managed. It's not my duty to venture into the challenges of PDP and recommend solutions to them.
No solutions.
No. But the reality on ground is that there is virtually no party now. And that's the beauty of life, that doesn't have internal crisis. Your capacity to manage those crises is what distinguishes you. And just like any other situation in life, businesses, societal engagements.
Adelabu is gone. He went with
Adilabu is gone. He's gone to form a court. Even in the court that he has gone to start, or rather to be part of it, because that was there. He also is complaining that one Jagba now in a court too. Let me know bother himself, but knows that Jagba no way you come
power is not served.
Power is not served at carte. So that is the reality of life.
Power is not served a la carte.
A la carte. So that is the reality of life.
Ajagba
no. You are focused. You want to get something. You do, but there is decorum in Jagbaism.
Who even said you snatch it and run with it?
How do you call in Yoruba parlance? What is Jagba? Is that you are holding something in your hand that is with you, or somebody is holding something in the hand that 2 or 3 of you want to get? So that I'm holding something, you are interested in what I'm holding.
There's always a struggle for power.
So struggle is a normal thing in life. So your strategy that you put in place determines, are you the one that will get it? If I begin to explain how the so-called Jagba syndrome in APC, the man was just, permit me to use the word, more focused, more strategic, more organized, and more, and others were looking at the same thing he was interested. I'm interested in something, you are interested in something, I'll use my best strategies, my best team. So the best team, the best strategy got it. And that's politics. Nobody, it's only one position you are all looking at. Even if you are 20 of you that wants to have just one position, but somebody will eventually win.
I now want to ask a question. Good. You look at, and that is a stark reality. Look at the quality of the guys that left APC. What I saw about some of them is the vibrant, young, and tech guys.
Fantastic. That's APC guys. Is blessed to have several of such minds.
And those who left.
Well, they left. There are still quite a number of others that are probably better.
They are an asset.
It is. We're not now, as it is now. There is ongoing repositioning as well to sit up to a lot of them that are outside there. And look, the best thing for us is to come together as a family. In politics, the larger the number you have with you, the better for you. So we're not happy those things actually happened. But the reality is that if you can't help it, if it has happened, you tried everything you have to do to persuade others that, look, let's do it together. For instance, during the time my friend, my younger brother, Bayo Adilabu, got the ticket for APC, everybody rallied around him. Nobody left the party. Nobody. Go and quote me. Chief Alakala was there. Akintola was there. Several other Tegbe was there. Several of them, all of them rallied around about him and said, "Okay, we're supporting."
They're not saying that there is no rallying force, there is no rallying figure any longer in the APC.
No, that's not true. That's not true. Several strong stakeholders. See, this is a party that is actually highly blessed. It's a party that has several gladiators. So
no outstanding individual as leader as rallying force.
Normally that challenge is there. It's only in APC. It's everywhere. The kind of leadership we used to have in party politics in the past is no longer happening now. You used to have Babadi Dubu of blessed memory, a very prominent, flamboyant politician. The Akiloyes of this world, the Akinjidis of this world, they're no longer around. That's the reality. That's one. Number two, don't also forget that society is also emerging, into prominence. Many young people that are very intelligent, that are vibrant, they are challenging the old order. The days of Baba Sokwe is no longer happening now. For instance, look at many of us that are professionals that are into politics now. We're not depending on the political menu served. Yet we want to be. Why are we in politics? We are interested in making our society better. Ask me, why am I? A lot of people ask me, Kunle, you are not caught for this one. I said, why am I caught for? To be looking at my society just decaying, and I have capacity to do something about it.
This is the time.
So mediocres should be the ones that are managing the society for us. That's the challenge. So a lot of us are now into politics. You can't be dictating to us how we are going to run our lives. We are all stakeholders. We are part of the system together. We don't run. And that's the challenge that PDP is having now. That's many of them are complaining that the man in charge is running the show by himself alone. And in actual fact, you cannot run the society like that. Everybody is a stakeholder. We all sit down together. I like last time, one of the things I said I like about Tessin Fulani. The way he's managing the party, the way he's giving all of us opportunity to position ourselves, and represent the party with ideas, forming ideas. Okay, I can show you on my phone several things I have suggested to him. All of them accepted. Fantastic. Let's get. He's listening. And the way you are going to live your life, Friday Lamatimo. The way you are going to do now, and let me tell you, people will challenge you if you do it the other way. They will challenge you. People will ask questions.
I noticed that.
So he's a listener, is a team worker.
Okay, let's look at the way.
And that's the advantage he has over others.
Let's look at the way he's gone about his campaign. In the I will call it the traditional PDP way of campaign, because I saw it happen in 2006-7. I remember very well. Late Governor Alakala, he was deputy governor.
Yes.
He went around the state twice. In the first instance, he went on consultations.
That's what we are doing now.
I think even the Senator Tessin Folani started this one a
long time ago. That's what I wanted to say.
I call it the traditional.
While others were sitting down waiting for.
What was he doing?
Yeah, while others were sitting waiting
What
for.
was he doing?
Let me start with the primaries. While others were sitting down waiting for primaries, waiting till another 6 months before primaries, Senator Tessin has started the Emilokan that we are all shouting now. You'll be hearing Tesilokan several years, almost about 4 years. Immediately after, he was ready for the assignment. So consultation that started before. So what he's doing now?
What was he
one,
doing?
it's to
What we are doing now is campaign.
reconciling the estranged party members. 2, exposing himself to the populace to let them see who is Teslim Folani. Many people don't. Many people don't know who Teslim Folani actually is. Who is this man? So it's important for people to know you. So familiarization with the people, getting down to the grassroots to let people know this is me. All the things you have been hearing about me, this is me now. Mixing with the people, interacting with the people, hearing them out. What are the things you actually want in governance? I have my dreams and my vision. But I also need to know, and that's part of the strategy in contemporary marketing. You don't just produce for people, mass production. No. You do your research before you go into. I'll use the example of Solution FM here. I listened to this station right from inception before you started. There are test runs. People were asking, what kind of programs do you want to run? How do you want to, and you have positioned yourself in a way in this station in such a way that you are just unique. Solution FM in every ramification is unique. So the same thing in governance. So he has gone around. He's been going around. He's still going around now, consulting the people, asking them, we want to run a government. We want to work on education, health. What are the challenges you are facing in these various zones of your state? Yes, we know. We assume we know. But beyond what we think we know, we also want to understand exactly what are your needs. And that will form the policy making strategy of the government.
Yes.
So those are then number 2, and number 3, election is very close by. We want to ensure that we win, we get the support of the majority of the electorate, and everybody knows what we stand for as a party. What are the deliverables? What are we going to provide as, different from what was on ground before? What are our policies on education? What are our policies on health sector? What are our policies on agriculture? What are our policies on infrastructural development? What are our policies on, relating with the youth unemployment issue is critical. What are our programs on sports? So it's a whole round gamut of experience that we are putting together to form the government. And you also raised the issue of financing the party and our programs.
Yes.
That aspect is critical. In the past, what you used to have is one man who has all the money, who wants to dictate how you run the party. He is saying, no, I alone cannot spend all the money. Let us collectively as a people, stakeholders, spend. Some of us that you see that are involved here, we are spending our personal money, we are spending our time, we are creating opportunities, we are moving around all over without, and that is the way it's supposed to be in politics. So not that somebody will just come with, I have all the billions to spend for you, and when I now come to government to be the governor, I dictate to you what happens. That's not going to happen in the Tessin Folani government. Because there are several stakeholders who contributed time, resources for this to happen. By the grace of God, come 2023, May 29, 2023, by the grace of God, having been sworn in as the governor of your state, you will see how governance should be managed by people. Togetherness, teamwork. That I can guarantee your state people. It's supposed to be like that. A tree cannot make a forest. A whole is a combination of several parts. So that's the beauty of what the government we're going to run in Oyo State. Come 2023.
Yes. Okay. I have several comments. Comments there. You know, those who are watching and listening, and well, that's among several other ones that I can get to. Please, the presenter, help me to ask your guests the listed projects that is that is stated that Senator TKF is doing in Oyo State. Say, why is it now? Senator Teslim is doing the projects during the electioneering. He said even the ICT hall he built for UI was to convince them to vote for him. He said because the last time UI stakeholders abused him, you know, I'm not.
Life is a learning curve, like you said earlier on. Okay. For instance, commitment of most of these lawmakers into what they call constituency projects is actually an aberration.
Well, you see,
ideally, it's an aberration. So for them to now still go ahead and do something,
let me tell you,
must give them credit.
In Nigeria, you see, well, we should not call it an aberration. We borrowed a model of democracy. We are domesticating it to address the shortfalls in governance.
Yes.
So we should not even call it. If we copy it, it doesn't mean we should just copy and paste here. So we are domesticating it. I have seen many of these projects.
Yes.
Listed. You know, it comes up on some. You know, it pops up on social media, on some platforms. I have seen. Okay, I've even seen it.
Classroom projects, road construction projects, ICT centers. You know, several such. Not only him.
So why are they not aware? You know,
it's because, like I said earlier on, people have different styles of managing their lives. By his own style and way of life, which is ideal, if you ask me. That which should be ideal. That you don't begin to make noise and say I have done this A, B, C, D because you wanted people's vote. He said that's not his style. That he does not believe in making noise. But so people were shocked to say, so you have done this much and you're not talking about it. He said that's not my style to make noise. You should give him credit for that kind of attitude. Whereas some people would just do one thing, just one, and then they will escalate it and make it as if they have done. Today in Oyo State, I stand to be corrected. No other senator has been able to do as much as Senator Folani has done in terms of infrastructure and programs. There's another senator, Fatai Buhari. Fatai Buhari too has done also. That's where we are saying we have a lot of them that have done well, but they don't make. Look at Fatai. Go and check Fatai Buhari. You won't see his website page. You won't see all sorts of noise that people make about have done. He doesn't publicize heavily. He does not. He believes that people will see what I have done. Until today, I'm still looking for that person that will be Fatai Buhari in Oyo North Central. Oyo North Senatorial.
Managers who are making noise
all over, but the man himself would not. That's his style. That is his style.
It is not backfiring.
It's not backfiring. It's working because people don't like noisemakers. Actually, I want you to act. I want to see action, not just making noise about. And for what? Look at the ICT project that we're talking about. There's no such ICT center in the whole of this state. Done by an individual. Done by not even by government.
Is it ICT?
Technical hub center. You know, there's no such beautiful, well-structured program anywhere in Oyo State. So we must, but that is his style. But now people want to hear, what have you done? Everybody have been saying, Senator Folani has not done anything. I have people who have asked me. And when we listed those things, I said, hey, so he has done this much.
Now, as
we
round this up now, on which stage of the campaign is your party? Is it, have you commenced the full-blown campaign?
Yes, we have commenced it. We established, we inaugurated. We inaugurated yesterday. Yeah. 2 days ago, a day earlier. Yesterday we were at Shaki. Today we are at Ibarapa.
How is the woman look?
Oh my God!
He said,
you just need to see the mammoth crowd. You need to see the mammoth crowd. It's overwhelming. It's not obvious. When I tell people that by the grace of God, we are winning all our elections. If they think I'm overhyping my party, no. But let others come out and do their own. Let them do their campaign. They are even afraid of coming out to do campaign. Who are they bringing out? But in our own case, the crowd, the acceptability, the welcoming, when welcome given to our party everywhere is overwhelming. It shows that truly people are ready to have a real taste of good governance one more time in your state.
And as we wrap this up this afternoon, a word or two out there for your partymen and for the people of Oyo State.
For the people of Oyo State, I congratulate us that by the grace of God, our expectations will not be cut short, as we always pray in our own world, that we have our expectations. We know what we want in governance. We know how governance should actually be. Who are supposed to, what are the expectations from government? We are assuring them by the grace of God, cast your votes for the right party, for a candidate, for APC, right from federal presidential election to the Senate, to the House of Rep. Our House of Rep candidates are fantastic. All our senators are fantastic. They have credentials, they have experience, they have the capacity. Dr. Yunus Akintunde, fantastic, wonderful man for Oyo Central, where I come from. Governor here is leaving that place for Senator Dr. Yunus Akintunde. We have Sarafaddin Ali, a very renowned politician, coming in for your South. We also have for the well-known, the experienced exposed Senator Fatai Buhari over there. Several House of Rep members are fantastic. House of Assembly, fantastic. And you have your governor, also a fantastic round person that will do us proud. So we are assuring you, and several of us are part of that team as well too. We call it rescue team. By the grace of God, we are rescuing your state, and we are assuring you that we are going to give you the best you have never seen before. Vote for APC all over, and you will never regret it.
As soon as you step out of the studio, you get your bill for commercial.
Thank you very much. I'll take note of that. My Egbon will pay me house. The chairman is hearing me. If he's hearing me, he will pay me house. And maybe you are going to have my khaki.
No. We want cash.
Let me congratulate Solution FM for a wonderful job well done. You have given all of us the free opportunity to establish, to also showcase ourselves. So you're not sentimental. You're fantastic, one of the best. I listen to you all the time. Fantastic station. You're doing a good job. Good journalism, fantastic media presentation, and we're proud of you and your achievements. We're really grateful to God that finally we have likes of you showcasing your real journalism in your state and in Nigeria as a whole.
Well, honestly, the truth is that meddlesomeness in partisanship is not our style.
Mm-hmm.
It's not our style.
Yeah,
It's not our style.
that's how it's supposed to be.
And that's not the way to go.
That's the best approach to journalism.
Yeah.
There's just some few days ago.
The rules of engagement are clear. Give
Everybody.
every side of the coin or whatever fair hearing. That is the way to go. And that is what we're going to stick to.
Thank you,
and that is what the ethics of the profession
Which has been lost in so many places.
Well, sadly. That is what we are sticking to.
Keep this up, and I believe sky is not even the limit.
Yes. Thank you so much.
My pleasure.
It's been an interesting and engaging one here with my guest on Solutions 93.9 FM. Of course, Political Updates is the show. He's a friend of the house, and he is the Deputy Director, Publicity and Public Communications Committee of the Tinubu and Teslim Kolawole Folarin Gubernatorial and Presidential Campaign Council of the APC in Oyo State. He was a special assistant public communications to the former governor of Oyo State, the late Senator Abiola Ajimobi.
To his blessed memory,
yes,
it's a year, almost about 2 years or thereabout that we lost him to.
Yes.
Well, thank God for a wonderful life the man
Yes,
spent here.
thank you so much for joining us this afternoon. Next week, Thursday, is another day. God bless you. God bless our union. Bye for now.